If you're thinking about selling your home in Greensboro, Winston-Salem, High Point, Kernersville, or anywhere in the Piedmont Triad, this is the video I want you to watch before you make a pricing decision, before you choose a real estate professional, and definitely before you test the market. Because here's the truth. Homes are still selling, but the market is rewarding sellers who are strategic and punishing sellers who guess. In the next few minutes, I'm going to cover the biggest concerns sellers have right now: timing, pricing, buyer behavior, marketing, and negotiation, using real data and a clear plan. And if you want a customized strategy for your home, I'll tell you exactly how to reach me at the end. This is the most common seller question, and the answer is it depends on strategy and your local pocket of the market. National headlines can sound confusing. Some reports show demand improving with rate drops, while other indicators, like pending sales, can be choppy month by month. What matters to you is what's happening right here, with buyers who are choosing between your home and the competing inventory. National headlines can sound confusing. Some reports show demand improving with rate drops, while other indicators, like pending sales, can be choppy month to month. What matters to you is what's happening right here, with buyers who are choosing between your home and the competing inventory. Let's talk about what's happening with rates, because that drives buyer psychology. Freddie Mac's primary mortgage market survey shows the 30-year fixed rate around the low 6% range in January 2026, including 6.06 from January 15, 2026, and 6.9% January 22, 2026. Here's why that matters. Even small rate moves affect monthly payments and buyer confidence. When rates stabilize or drift down, buyers tend to re-engage, but they don't become reckless. They become more selective, and that changes how your home must be positioned. So, should you wait? Waiting can help you only if your home needs major prep time and you will truly improve the product, or your timeline is flexible and you're willing to accept market risk. But the cost of waiting is real. You might face more competition later. You might miss a window where your home stands out. And if you wait hoping for perfect conditions, you risk chasing the market instead of leading it. The smarter move for most sellers is get a professional pricing and preparation plan now, even if you list later. That's how you make decisions with confidence instead of emotion. Pricing is where sellers lose the most money, because pricing is not just a number. Pricing is a strategy. A lot of homeowners think pricing works like this. Let's start high and see what happens. We can always come down. That approach is expensive, because your home gets its best attention in the first days on market. If your price is too high, you don't just get fewer showings, you attract the wrong buyers, and you train the market to wait you out. Redfin's December 2025 data shows Greensboro's median sale price was $289,000. That's plus 5.5% year over year. And Winston-Salem's median sale price was $269,000. That's down 2.2% year over year. Also, Redfin shows days on market increasing year over year. Greensboro averaging 56 days and Winston-Salem 52 days in December 2025. That means buyers are taking longer, comparing more homes, and negotiating harder when a listing feels overpriced. And if you look at list side pricing trends in the Greensboro High Point area, Freddie's Housing Inventory Series shows the median listing price drifting down from late summer into December 2025. For example, $337,580,000 in August 2025 to $324,950 in December 2025. That doesn't mean prices are crashing. It means sellers are being forced to compete, and the market is not rewarding optimism. It's rewarding accuracy. Sometimes that means pricing slightly under the nearest competing listing to pull demand forward and create multiple offer energy. Other times it means pricing dead on to the comp set and presenting the home like the best value in the bracket. But here's the most important part. Pricing is inseparable from preparation and marketing. A mediocre product must be priced sharper. A great product can hold price and negotiate better. One of the biggest mistakes sellers make is assuming buyers are shopping the way they did a few years ago. They're not. Today's buyers are more cautious, more analytical, and far more sensitive to risk, especially with interest rates where they are. That doesn't mean buyers have disappeared. It means they are choosing carefully. The first thing buyers are evaluating, often subconsciously, is condition and risk. They are asking themselves, what problems could this house surprise me with? Even if a buyer plans to renovate eventually, they don't want unknowns right now. Roof age, HVAC systems, windows, crawl space conditions, and signs of deferred maintenance matter more than ever because buyers are trying to protect their monthly payment and their cash reserves. What this means for sellers is simple but critical. Small issues create big doubt. Peeling paint, worn flooring, dated fixtures, or clutter don't just affect aesthetics, they raise red flags. And one doubt enters the picture. Buyers either lower their offer or move on entirely. The second major factor is clarity of use and livability. Buyers want to walk into a home and immediately understand how the space works for their lifestyle. Rooms without a clear purpose, awkward furniture placement, or crowded layouts create confusion, and confusion kills momentum. If a buyer has to mentally redesign your home during a showing, you've already lost leverage. Finally, today's buyers are deeply focused on the total cost of ownership, not just the purchase price. Monthly payment, insurance, taxes, and potential repairs all factor into their comfort level. This is why inspections and renegotiations have become more intense. Buyers are not trying to be difficult, they are trying to manage risk. The homes that sell fastest and for the strongest terms are the ones that feel predictable, well maintained, and move-in ready, even if they're not brand new. That's why preparation before listing is no longer optional. It's part of the pricing strategy. Many sellers believe marketing is just exposure, getting their home on the MLS and waiting for buyers to find it. That approach no longer works. In today's market, marketing directly affects how buyers perceive value. Two identical homes can sell for very different prices depending on how they are presented, positioned, and launched. Buyers make decisions emotionally first and logically second. If your marketing doesn't create an emotional response, buyers default to logic, and logic leads to lower offers. Effective marketing starts with presentation. Professional photography, clean composition, strong lighting, and thoughtful staging communicate care and quality. They tell the buyer, this home has been maintained. This seller is serious. Poor photos do the opposite. They create hesitation before a buyer ever steps foot inside. Next is storytelling. A home is not just square footage and bedroom count. It's how the space lives, how mornings feel in the kitchen, how the backyard functions for entertaining, how the layout supports real life. When marketing focuses only on features, buyers compare homes like spreadsheets. When marketing focuses on lifestyle, buyers connect. Then there's distribution and timing. The first 7 days on the market are critical. That's when serious buyers are watching, agents are alerting clients, and algorithms are paying attention. A strong launch across MLS, social platforms, video, and direct outreach creates urgency. Weak launches lead to slow starts, and slow starts lead to price reductions. Marketing done right protects price. It attracts better buyers. reduces time on market, and strengthens your negotiation position. Marketing done poorly forces the seller to make up the difference later, usually through concessions or price cuts. This is why marketing is not an add-on, it's a core component of the selling strategy. One of the biggest misconceptions sellers have is that winning means holding firm on price. In reality, winning means protecting your net proceeds and your timeline. Negotiation in today's market requires strategy, not emotion. Buyers are more payment focused, which means they often negotiate around repairs, closing costs, or rate relief rather than headline price. Sellers who take this personally or refuse to engage often lose more than they realize, either through extended days on market or through larger concessions later. Concessions, when used correctly, are not weakness. They are a tool. Offering a targeted concession can expand your buyer pool, smooth financing challenges, and keep deals together without sacrificing your overall bottom line. For example, a seller may hold firm on price but offer closing cost assistance that helps the buyer manage their payment, or a seller may credit a known repair rather than renegotiate after inspection, maintaining control of the process. The key is that concessions should be intentional and strategic, not reactive. They should be part of a plan, not something you're forced into after weeks of inactivity or failed contracts. Strong negotiation starts before the home ever hits the market, with accurate pricing, proper presentation, and marketing strategy that attracts the right buyers. When those elements are in place, sellers negotiate from a position of confidence. When they aren't, sellers negotiate from fear, and fear is expensive. My role is to help sellers see the full picture, not just what they accept on paper, but what they actually walk away with at closing. Let me leave you with this. If you're thinking about selling your home, whether that's in the next 30 days or later this year, the biggest risk right now is guessing. Guessing on price, guessing on timing, guessing on what buyers will or won't accept. That's how sellers lose leverage. That's how homes sit, and that's how sellers end up walking away with less than they should. The sellers who win in this market aren't necessarily the ones with the nicest homes. They're the ones with the clearest plan. They know where their home fits in the current market, how today's buyers are actually behaving, what needs to be done before listing and what doesn't, and how to protect their net through pricing, preparation, and negotiation. That's exactly what I help sellers do. When you reach out to me, you're not getting pressure to list, you're getting clarity. I'll walk you through a realistic value range for your home based on what buyers are paying right now, not what someone got last year. I'll show you how homes like yours are actually performing in today's market, and I'll help you understand what strategy makes the most sense for your goals and timeline. Sometimes that means listing soon. Sometimes it means preparing for a later date. And sometimes it means waiting. But waiting with a plan instead of hope. If you're even considering selling, the smartest first step is a conversation. You can comment "sell" below this video, send me a direct message, or use the contact information in the description to schedule a seller strategy call. There's no obligation, no pressure, just honest guidance so you can make the right decision for you and your home. And if this video gave you clarity, make sure to subscribe. I regularly share exactly what sellers in the Piedmont Triad need to know to protect their equity and sell with confidence. I look forward to speaking with you. Before we wrap up, I want to speak directly to homeowners in the higher end and luxury market, because the rules are different at this level. Luxury homes do not sell on hope, headlines, or generic marketing. They sell on precision, positioning, and discretion. In this price range, buyers are not just comparing homes, they are evaluating lifestyle, privacy, long-term value, and risk. And sellers who approach a luxury sale the same way they would a typical transaction often leave substantial money on the table without realizing it. The truth is, luxury properties require a bespoke strategy. That means pricing based on buyer psychology, not just comparable sales. Preparation that enhances value without over-improving. Marketing that is refined, targeted, and intentional, not mass market. And negotiation that protects privacy, timing, and net proceeds. When I work with luxury sellers, the first conversation is never about rushing to market, it's about alignment. We look at where your property truly fits in the current market, how affluent buyers are behaving right now, what strategy protects both your equity and your discretion, and whether this is the right time or the right approach for you. Sometimes that leads to a public market launch. Sometimes it leads to a private or off-market strategy. And sometimes the smartest move is preparation now and execution later. If you own a higher value property and are considering selling now or in the future, I offer a confidential luxury seller strategy consultation. This is a focused private conversation designed to give you clarity, not pressure. We'll discuss valuation, positioning, marketing approach, and timing so you can make decisions from a place of confidence. If that sounds appropriate for you, you can reach out directly using this information below or send me a private message. I'll personally follow up. And if you're someone who values thoughtful strategy, discretion, and a first-class approach to selling, I invite you to subscribe. I regularly share insights specifically for homeowners navigating the higher-end market in the Piedmont Triad. I look forward to the conversation.